We're live.
Good morning, everybody. We are so glad to be here with you this morning. Bright, beautiful Sunday morning. We are coming to you live on Facebook. I'm going to check in here with you on my phone so that I can connect with you this morning. I have a lot of fun finding you here and seeing that you have found your way to our sacred Sunday morning space, which is currently here on Facebook Live. We're having fun with that. I am tremendously grateful for you being with us today and sharing time with us. There we are. That's what I like to see. Yay. I see everybody logging on. Good morning, Bonnie and Corinne. Nice. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That was smooth and easy. Last week, there was a little, a little mix up with my phone. Oh, yay. Thank you for bringing us into your home and into your hearts. This is something I really enjoyed about COVID lately is that, it feels kind of intimate when we're on this platform and we're zooming in with each other into our personal spaces. And I have truly embraced that part. It has felt warm and intimate. So thank you. Thank you for joining us, sharing time. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Dawn. I see everybody logging in with us. We're so glad that you're here. So joy-filled to be here. Thank you for tuning in with us this morning. We have Wendy, Reverend Wendy here with us, Brittany and Ron, and we welcome you. We welcome you with our open hearts. Our theme this month of January is transformation. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Betty. I see everybody popping on. Yay. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I think it was Wayne Dyer who said, transformation literally means going beyond your form. And I always liked that. It was like very simple and succinct description of transformation. Perfect. Loud and clear. Thank you, Dawn. You knew that was going to be my next question. Can you see us? Can you hear us? Yay. Good morning, Carol. I see everybody logging on. Good morning, Luwinda. Hello to my beautiful friends. Yes, we are friends and family here. Such a beautiful sacred space. My name is Amy Van Ling, and I am joyfully the spiritual director here at Brentwood Inspired Living Center. And today I am so grateful to introduce you to Reverend Wendy Silvers. She is sharing this Sunday morning message with us today, Letting Go. I couldn't be more excited that she is here. She's zooming in with us from Southern California, the LA area. And she is an agape minister, and she's very involved with Agape International Spiritual Center there in LA. And we're just so thrilled. We're so thrilled you're here. Thank you so much for being with us, for saying yes. Thank you. We are excited. I posted information on our Facebook page about a docuseries Wendy just recently hosted. It was absolutely fabulous. I invite you to check it out. Very powerful, transformative dialogues there. So thank you for sharing that with us and everybody. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Karen and Stephen. I see everybody jumping on with us this morning. I'm so grateful that you are here. We have our beloved Brittany Gilmore here with us today, always sharing her compassion and her heart and soul with her amazing musical talent. Thank you, Brittany, for joining with us.
Thank you.
Zooming in from the peninsula. If it is foggy and kind of gloomy here, it must be very foggy there.
It's very cold.
Very cold. I know it was chilly this morning. My car temperature said 37 when I got in. I went, oh, this is very cold for me. Good morning, Maida. Good morning, Beverly. I see everybody. Thank you for joining us. Ron is here to share our inspirational reading this morning and our abundance message. And we are so very thankful for the love and joy you share with us, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Very, very much. If you are new to our community, please reach out to us and let us know that you're here. We'd love to send you a welcome packet. If you walked in our door, we'd be loving on you. So we would love to do that somehow through the technology we have and phone lines. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, everybody joining us. So we have been playing a game on Facebook Live every Sunday morning. And last week, the question was actually from Michael Beckwith's Life Visioning book, and it was what seeks to emerge in, through, and as my life. And I added this year. And so the winner last week was Jan. So Jan will be getting a card in the mail. Yay. We love winners. We love to celebrate. I think that's what it is. I love to celebrate. So it's like a winner means celebration. Yay. So this week's question is, what does abundance mean to you? So go ahead and pop your answers into the comments, and you can do that for the next 3 hours, and then we'll check back and put your names in a bowl, and then my daughter draws a name, and that's how we do that. It's really fun. We're having a lot of fun with that. Good morning, Christy. I'm so grateful to see you here this morning. So we have just a couple announcements. Remember that we have our annual meeting planned for January 17th at 11:30. And this is on our after service Zoom link, the same link we use every Sunday. So it's easy peasy right there on our homepage. Just jump in. It will begin at 11:30. And this Wednesday, the 13th, we have our loaves and fishes and our recycling pickup at 10:30. The time has changed to 10:30 to noon. So you can meet Nancy and Florence in our parking lot this Wednesday for that pickup. Thank you both for continuing to share your love and heart that way. Really appreciate that. And if you or anyone you know would like affirmative, life-giving prayer, please email our prayer and healing team. Their information can be found on our prayer and healing page at brentwoodilc.org. And we love to pray with life-nourishing, love-generating affirmative prayer. So call on us. Good morning, Jim and Siggy. I see everybody here. Good morning. Welcome to our Sunday morning sacred space. Brilliant, bright, beloved beings. So today we celebrate the divine souls who made their appearance on earth in the month of February. And so the ones I know of, and I only know this because at some point you filled it out on your member form or somehow we got that information. But I know there's lots of other February birthdays, so we celebrate them all. The ones I know of are David Miller, Bonnie, Kathy Jones, Gayla, Suzanne. So we say happy, happy, beautiful birthday this month for you. And Brittany has a little jingle for you.
Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brittany. Happy birthday, everybody. February birthdays. So I invite you now to open your hearts and feel into our mission statement this morning. We are an open, heart-centered spiritual community, honoring the one presence within us. We welcome all to connect, grow, and expand in wisdom, compassion, and love. We have Ron here this morning with our inspirational reading, so I'm going to go ahead and hand the screen over to you, Ron. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amy. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be sharing excerpts from a talk by Deepak Chopra. It's entitled, Transformation is Possible. It's already here. He poses the question, what would it mean to achieve personal transformation? Oftentimes in reality, we all experience a struggle between accepting change and resisting it. Yet, there is this yearning for transformation. Chopra indicates that transformation exists throughout nature. Consider the total change of state when two invisible, combustible gases, hydrogen and oxygen, combine to form a liquid. This liquid we call water, which is so non-combustible that it puts out fire. He says that we are actually transformative beings. For example, when you have thought, mental silence is transformed into a voice in your head. Or the words, I love you, if spoken by the right person at the right time, creates a total psychological transformation known as falling in love. That's why Someone falling in love for the first time often says in amazement, I never knew such a thing existed. We can probably relate to that. Okay. Okay. The lesson here is that transformation is always within reach, in nature, in the universe, and within us. And it requires no special effort, he says, no special effort or struggle to achieve. But we cannot rely upon it either through our ego or our brain, because they are doing what they do. Both are conditioned by the past. The source of transformation happens in consciousness. Only consciousness can change the state that we are in, physically, mentally, or emotionally. The key is the journey to the source of transformation, which is achieved through various forms of meditation. Only when we learn to identify with that inner level of ourselves that creates transformation effortlessly can we master our own transformation. In effect, Tropa says, stop trying to change and let consciousness do it for us. Discovering that this is possible brings fulfillment to our very deep yearning to be transformed. And so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate that. Good, wonderful reminders. Beautiful. Okay, Brittany, I'm going to hand it over to you for our first song of the morning. Thank you so much.
Good morning. And thank you, Ron, so much for that powerful message about transformation. I love that the theme is transformation this week, especially heading into a new year now. This first song I'm going to play is called A New Day Has Come. And it's really just about holding on and always having hope for that new day coming. I thought it was really appropriate for heading into a new year. I was waiting for so long for a miracle to come. Everyone told me to be strong. Hold on and don't shed a tear. Through the darkness and good times, I knew I'd make it through. And the world thought I had it all, but I was waiting for you. Hush, now I see the light in the sky. Oh, it's almost blinding me. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day has come. A new day has come. When it was dark, now there's light. Where there was pain, now there's joy. Where there was weakness, I found my strength. All in the eyes of love. Hush, now I see the light in your eyes. Oh, it's almost blinding me. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day has come. A new day has come. A new day has come. A new day has come.
Oh, Brittany, that's so beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for activating that space. That was just so heart opening. Thank you. Thank you. We love and appreciate you. All right, Ron, I'm going to hand the screen over to you for our prosperity blessing this morning. Thank you.
Before I began, I had part of, as Brittany was saying, a new day has come.
Yes.
I got a Skype call from a friend, and so everything got blank. So it was a transformation happening right before my eyes. So anyway,
so can you see us, or you?
I can see you, but
okay.
You know, new day may come, and I might get another Skype call. We'll just work with it. So part of the beauty of technical glitches, right?
That's right.
So,
we've had so much practice these last.
So it was kind of a form of transformation.
Right. Perfect. It's beautiful. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. All right. So why don't we take a nice deep breath together? And just feeling into our hearts and more fully into our bodies, bringing ourselves here and now. So I invite you now to join me in our prosperity blessing. We come together today, opening our hearts and our minds to the one spirit, the light, the infinite mind, the great mystery, knowing that there is only one invisible unifying power and one life, and that is the life of spirit. We affirm together that we are one with spirit, that there is no one, nothing that is separate from this oneness. We are one. We are one with that infinite mind that has created all that is. We know that the divine qualities of transformation, of love, of peace, of abundance, of wisdom are already within each of us. And we consciously embrace those qualities in this eternal now moment. We step forth in the truth of who and what we are, saying yes, yes to love, to harmony, to peace, well-being, and prosperity. And with the greatest gratitude, we accept this transformation of consciousness for ourselves and for one another. We know that it is done, and we give thanks. And as we breathe in and out, we release. We release with this breath. We release this prayer. We let it go. And we let spirit unfold its perfect work with love. We trust the universe is providing for us in every moment. And it is done. And so it is. So as we enter our second week of this new year of 2021, let us continue to align more deeply with our prosperity. Let us stay connected with our vibrant and loving community by visiting our website, our Facebook page, our Facebook connection, reading our weekly connection announcements, but also calling upon each other, visiting with one another, participating with others in our small groups on Zoom for sharing and book discussions. Secondly, please join all in our community by making conscious contributions, giving what you can from the heart to our center via PayPal, Zelle, or check. Remember that it's through our generous contributions that our community continues to thrive, to be alive, and to love. And thirdly, please also take time to visit our website, the Giving Back page, to consider contributing to all the beautiful nonprofits in our community. Those important resources, such as the Interfaith Peace Project and Central and Shelter.inc. And lastly, as Amy has alluded to, please save next Sunday, January 17th at 11:30. We'll be on Zoom. It'll be right after the service at 11:30 for our 2021 annual meeting. And the annual meeting is important, but it's especially important given everything that's going on in the world, in ourselves, in our community right now. Potentially as a community, we're at a significant crossroads. So your input is invaluable as we have to make significant decisions regarding where we're going to be possibly in our physical space. Will we be on Sand Creek? Where will we be? And so please make a conscious effort to plan on being a part of this vital conversation in the spirit of the viability and wholeness of our beloved community. And so it is.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ron, for those reminders and bringing us into that space. Very, very much appreciate you.
Welcome.
Okay, Brittany, I'm going to hand the screen over to you for our last song this morning. I appreciate you.
Well, when I heard about transformation and change being part of the theme, I was really excited to play one of my favorite songs for my entire life. Sometimes we are resistant to change, but that doesn't make it a bad thing. And sometimes we want to have control over what happens next. And then sometimes the landslide is just going to bring it down. So you will probably recognize this next song. I took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide brought it down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Oh, I don't know. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, and children get older, and I'm getting older too. climb a mountain and you turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide brought it down, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe the landslide will bring it down. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That is so beautiful. Thank you, Brittany. We love and appreciate you. Thank you both, precious, precious souls, for activating our space this morning with tenderness and compassion and joy. We are truly, truly grateful.
Thank you.
I will see you. Oh, God, thank you. Thank you both. I will see you on the other side on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
See you there.
Blessings, blessings for your magic, your magical presence. Appreciate you both. Well, I could not be more excited to have Reverend Wendy Silvers with us today. Wendy and I have been in similar circles for years, and I have watched what a dynamic human being she is, always standing for love and humanity. And you all know that resonates with me, and her message aligns with us and where we're headed and what we talk about here. And I'm just so thrilled. I'm so thrilled that she said yes, and she's here with us. So I'm going to share a bit more about her and read you her bio so you can get to know her a little bit better. And then we'll pray in, and Wendy will take us to her message and joy this morning. And then we'll have a little bit of Q&A, and then we'll wrap up. Wendy Silvers is a sought-after mama wisdom teacher, minister, spiritual midwife, author, and sacred activist. For the past 18 years, she has been immersed in serving moms, children, and families through trauma-informed, heart-centered parenting. Reverend Wendy believes that a woman steeped in her immense value as sovereign being helps to raise a nation that cherishes the women and children. Amen. Wendy co-created Prayer as a Way of Life prayer class at Agape International Spiritual Center, co-authored an international best-selling book, Balance for Busy Moms, and founded the Million Mamas Movement, an organization devoted to the empowerment of mothers and ensuring that all mothers and children thrive. She produces international prayer events, docuseries, town halls, film screenings, and rallies. Wendy braids her intuitive medium abilities, publicity skills, and trauma-informed training with new thought principles to help people awaken spiritually and cultivate a life of peace, purpose, and prosperity. Wendy created and leads the programs Awaken Your Intuition, World Peace Begins at Home, The Awakened Mother, and hosts Mother's Heart Meditations. She blogs for online sites and was a contributing blogger to Huffington Post. Wendy is affiliated with Agape International Spiritual Center as an Agape spiritual counselor and minister. Her book will be published in spring 2021. Wendy has shared stages with Michael Beckwith, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Del Bigtree, Marianne Williamson, Panache Desai, Dr. Shefali Tasbury, and other visionaries. Wendy is based in Los Angeles. Wendy's commitment to bringing peace to our world through mothering is divinely inspired. Her ability to lead women through personal transformation will help heal the world, said Michael Bernard Beckwith. Wendy is the Jay-Z of prayer, said Gabrielle Bernstein. And I love that because the first time I ever saw Wendy, she was leading prayer at the steps of the Capitol. That was the first time I had met Wendy. So I confirm that Wendy is the Jay-Z of prayer. I just love that. Thank you, Wendy. We are grateful. We are grateful that you're here with us this morning. And so let us pray. And I invite you all to take a deep inward breath with me and just allow the vibration in your heart to feel the I am that I am. And then exhale as we turn within and anchor into this moment of love and thanksgiving. We are so thankful and grateful for this holy breath, grateful to join together, knowing that we are all one in the spirit and in agreement for this divine mission of love that we share here at Brentwood Inspired Living Center. We realize that we are co-creators in this divine mission, and we consciously attune to the presence of magnificence, of divine intelligence, of joy, of vitality, harmony, freedom. We let go and accept our calling to serve the divine, to be an instrument of God. We activate and embrace our radiance and become an inspiration of extraordinary power in this world. We cover Rev Wendy in our blessings and love this morning and feel that vibration of gratitude that she said yes to be used as a messenger of truth and love. Our hearts are open and we are receptive. I release this word of gratitude and blessing and love for all. And so it is. Amen. Ashe, namaste. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy, for being with us. I'm going to hand the screen over to Wendy now for our message this morning, letting go.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you for that prayer. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Brittany. That was just so beautiful. I'm so delighted and honored to be here. And I love that the first time you ever saw me was praying at the Capitol. We got stuff to talk about. That's very cool. So happy New Year, everyone. Happy 2021. And wow, have we entered into this new year with right? So my inspirational message to you is under the topic of let it go. Or you could say, let go or be dragged. So Landslide's one of my favorite songs because I love Fleetwood Mac. And I was listening to both the reading and the songs and also the inspirational reading, and talked about transformation is always within reach, right? Which is the truth, because transformation, like all spiritual growth, is about letting go. It's about letting go of the veils of illusion, the dust and the grit from the journey, the false beliefs, the distorted perceptions, the judgments that block us from seeing clearly. And then it's also the journey and the metaphor of water. I love water. I love trees. And I think of these regal elements of nature. Trees are rooted deep, 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 deep into the center of the mother of us all. The roots go, communication. The wise ones actually say that trees communicate through their roots around the world, giving a message to how the world is doing. And water, precious water, is life. It gently erodes. It washes away the jagged edges, right? As we talk about in sacred text, make smooth the jagged edges. So it's that ability to step away from position and opinion, because like noses or other body parts, everybody's got one. And everyone thinks that theirs doesn't smell. But the truth is that what is eternal and endless is love. These eternal qualities of the spirit, they're immutable, they're unchangeable, and you don't have to go outside of yourself to get them, right? Peace is a dynamic quality that you carry within your heart. It doesn't come from outside, though certainly if you're living in a war-torn area or you're living in places where you fear for your life, it might seem like the peace is outside of you. But I think about Geronimo Platt, who was one of the Black Panthers who was arrested and imprisoned for decades. And when he first was imprisoned and he was put into solitary confinement, he was going crazy because the ants were everywhere and they were in his way. You know, when he would go to the bathroom, like it was terrible. The ants were there. And then he started to surrender. He started to release, which is probably, this fury at being wrongly imprisoned. And then as he released, as he surrendered, as he let go, these ants became his allies. They brought him food. I don't know how much food they could have brought him, but they would bring him food. They were his friends. And there was a coalescing of letting go of resistance into acceptance. And then they were cooperating with each other. They were collaborators instead of competitors. So in my contemplation for this particular topic, I wanted to look up the definition of surrender, because so many times in the human condition, we hear a word and we have a judgment. We think, oh my gosh, surrender means weak. So I want to read to you two different definitions, and then we're going to dive deep into them. So Merriam-Webster Dictionary. To surrender in spirituality and religion means that a believer completely gives up his own will and subjects his thoughts, ideas, and deeds to the will and teachings of a higher power. It may also be contracted with submission. Surrender is willful acceptance and yielding to a dominating force and their will. So I just want to see a show of hands. How many wants to have here, just like you do a thumbs up, or put 1 in the chat for yes and 2 for no? Surrender is willful acceptance and yielding to a dominating force in their will. That's not exactly my idea of surrender. I don't know about you, but I won't be signing up for that surrender. But this is what surrender to me means. We give up the obstacles we are putting in the way by trying to take control of divine hands and into our own. We let go of it all, what we perceive to be good, bad, right, wrong, helpful, or limiting. So I'm a thumbs up for that. That is where I live, right? That's the practice. Rumi said, out beyond right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. I will meet you there. So we're living in a world right now, hugely divided. It couldn't be more obvious, the division. And my invitation to those of you that are here live and those of you that are watching this, reflect back to this definition of out beyond wrongdoing and right doing. Step away from what's right, what's wrong, what's bad, what's good, and move into that eternal value in your heart. Integrity is not a moral issue, though we hear that bandied about. I remember feeling this way, and then I heard Michael Beckwith say that. Integrity means to be in alignment with your values. One of my highest values is freedom. And then love, peace, a little light fare, right? But that is, to me, the framework of a life well lived. So if you're going to let it go, it's important to remember which definition of surrender you're going to align with? Are you going to align with the letting go of position, the letting go of what's good, bad, right, wrong, helpful, or limiting? Or are you going to go into the yielding to the dominance? Are you going to yield to someone dominating you? I have this joke. I was actually in Birthing a New World, the online series that Amy spoke about. I had a dialogue, one of many, and one of them was with Michael Beckwith. And I said to him, I feel like I am witnessing invasion of the critical mind snatchers. So what's so vital to remember is that you, as a human, have the capacity and the facility and the ability to think outside of a circumstance. However, if your nose is in this, scrolling, what you read here is going to influence here, which is going to influence your heart, which is going to influence what you speak. Nothing is separate. So in order to reclaim your freedom, your sovereignty, you must take back your mind, your right mind. You must align with your heart. And in clarifying, letting go, let's dive into the difference between willfulness and intention. So when we talk about surrender, right? Have you ever done these kind of prayers where you pray and you give it up, and then a half hour later or 2 hours later, you're like looking at your watch, tapping your toe, going, okay, wait, I like prayed. What's happening? Maybe you're a little generous and you're like, wait 3 days, maybe even 4, and then you're back at that prayer, or your vision board, and you're like, this is what I want. And then you go, okay, you got this, God, spirit, presence, in the name of whatever name you want to pray, right? You give it over. Another 2 days. Okay, wait, what's happening? I'm doing this. You bump into a friend. How are you? Well, I'm good, but what's your intention, right? The difference between intention and willfulness, right? In that prayer. So I've been praying for this. It's not happening. God's not there. God's on vacation, the goddess, whatever you call your higher power. And then you go back and you're like, just in case you didn't hear me, I just want to repeat this. I just want to make sure you got what I want. You heard what it is I'm requesting of you. And then one day you go, okay, wait. I'm just going to remember that a request is not a demand. That's not what prayer is. We're not engaged in begging and beseeching to a deity outside of us who's going to come into our life and give it to us. We are recognizing that we have direct contact. We are direct. We don't need a middle person. We pray believing. And so an intention is setting the vibrational field and inserting what it is you're seeking to experience in the intention. Willfulness implies you're going to cross your arms, you're going to dig in your heels, you're going to be like, this is what I want. This is how I want it, when I want it, bring it. My intention is to be an open, receptive space for the beauty and the abundance and the bliss and the bounty of spirit revealing itself through and as my life, my work, my relationships. That's an intention. And then anytime you start to go off, you can bring yourself back. You can write down your intention. I actually encourage you to write down your intention. Place it where you can see it. Repeat it. Now, for those of you that are with us, I'm sure you've done all this. I'm sure you know all this. So I am your human reminder to keep it simple and just do it. Because it is the difference between willfulness and intention that allows you to release and have a new experience of your life, a new experience of your connection with the divine, a new experience of your connection with others. Because a closed heart and a closed mind can't receive inspiration. In my work as a trauma-informed counselor and a lot of my work with families, I talk about the brain. So I'm not going to dive too deep into brain development and brain science, but what I can tell you is that if you are really unwilling to open up, you're stuck in a part of the brain that is on high alert. And what's been happening in the outer world are all of these circumstances that will serve to keep you on high alert. And my invitation is come back. Come back into your heart. Step away from the commentary. Tune in, turn within to your heart. Let go. If you want to pick all that up after, it'll be there. It's a news cycle. That's why they call it a news cycle, folks. I was a PR executive in the entertainment industry, working for like the top agencies in the world. I was part of the machine that created narratives. I know how this works. And I love PR. I love marketing. I think it's phenomenal. Everybody, whatever it is that they're doing, they're always marketing something or themselves. And there's no shame in that, okay? I just want to clarify that. And I want to let you know that a news cycle is a news cycle. And a narrative is a narrative. We all have them, right? You have a story for your life. You have a story for this. You have it. And when you're on a spiritual path, the invitation is to put down the story, put down the narrative, allow your divine connection to create a new story for you so that you have a life of freedom and fulfillment and prosperity. So your relationships are filled with harmony and synchronicity. Even you don't have to agree, but you don't have to fight all the time. And if you have a closed mind or a closed heart or closed hands, like, water can't pour, right? We talked about the waters, the water of spirit. It can't pour into closed hands. Or if you go to the beach and you look at the beauty and the magnificence of a beach with sand, sand can't go through your hands when it's closed. That will open up. Right? You've got to open up and receive. That's why in so many spiritual sacred texts, you see us with this, the open hand, the open palm. Your heart connects to, your hands connect directly to your heart. That's why your palms are open to receive the providence, to receive divine guidance and intervention. And then we put it together at the heart and we anchor it. We remind ourselves, when we do this, we remind ourselves that we are in divine time, we are in divine hands. Because I don't know about you, but I cannot hold back the river. I've tried. I've tried a lot of ways to hold back things or to control things. I'm a mom, right? But the greatest gift that we give our children and our loved ones is the open palm. And to see, right? I see you. I hear you. The challenge, right, is thinking that other people have to agree with us for us to live this way. And they don't. Because the more of us, that in the midst of tumult, in the midst of chaos, if we take that stance, we step from, going back to the brain. So we have an area of the brain called the amygdala. That's the alarm center of the brain. It is in the limbic area of the brain, the amygdala, which is all about feelings. So when the amygdala alarm goes off, you flip your lid and the reptilian part of the brain goes online. We're seeing a lot of people and a lot of things operating from that reptilian brain. But what we need to do is bring the lid down. And the way that we do this is by stepping away from the commentary, by turning off and away from the news cycle and the social media scrolling, tuning into the eternal broadcast in your heart. I give you a challenge for 7 days. Take 30 minutes and sit in the stillness. Maybe you have a bubbling brook in the back. Maybe you have some birds flapping or some noise of nature to distract you, right? And write down all the things when you're done. Write down all the things that your mind just like downloads, right? What do you need the news for? Your mind is totally busy. So I give you that challenge, 7 days, 7 days, 30 minutes. If you really have to break that down, 2 sittings of 15 minutes, undisturbed. Turn off the phone. If you still have a landline, step away from the computer, turn off your phone. If you have little ones, bring them onto your lap, play a game with them, move into the stillness, keep a journal nearby, and write down all the things that come to you. And then if you want to pick up your phone or go back on, see if anything's changed. Can you imagine if you did that, if you really stepped away for 7 days? I mean, entirely, besides my invitation to go inside. But can you imagine if you stepped away from social media for 7 days and then came back? I would love to know from you if you found that there was any new news. And you know how it's a news cycle, folks? If you go from station to station to station, if you go from publication to publication to publication, and they're all saying the same thing, there's a publicist behind there that's sending out press releases. I'm just saying. So you have an opportunity to take back your right mind, this beautiful mind that you have been given as a human on the planet. The mind and the heart are meant to work together, but let the heart lead, let love lead, right? When you're going to let go and start a new year, you get to fortify yourself, right? So we talked about the definition of surrender. The definition of surrender is being open, palms open, receptive to divine guidance, to let go of the judgments, good, bad, right, wrong, helpful, or limiting. Please don't misunderstand me and think that I'm saying to stay in a situation that is unhealthy or harmful to you. I'm not saying that. I am saying that you, as a sovereign being, have the ability to think outside of circumstances. You can create the life you seek to experience and the relationships you seek to have. What you hold in your mind doesn't mean you don't talk about the stuff that's up for you. I sit with clients all day long. And the opportunity is to have a place and space to bring it and then have a space to transform it. Remember, transformation is always within reach. We're not doing any spiritual bypass, ever. I do not believe in that. I don't do spiritual bypass. Well, by the way, what you see is what you get. Truth and transparency. That's my motto. So moving on from revisiting what I'm inviting you to do, to really set intentions, to let go of willfulness, right? Where there's willfulness, there's a wall. Where there's intention, there's willingness. And as you move through the process of setting the tone for your 2021, I want you to think about the resentments that you are holding, the little things, the grudges, those self-righteous angers that you might have towards somebody. Well, they're such a la la la. So we know in truth teaching that everyone we see is a part of us, right? Yeah, that's always the sticking point. Ah, okay. All right. Yeah, I hear ya. Yeah, I'm not like that either. But I'm sure there's a place within me that could be, or there's a place within me that was. I know where I came from, right? I know. I mean, I know. I may be a licensed practitioner for a very, very long time, and and a minister, but I know where I came from. I know my journey. I know my journey of unfoldment. I'm still on it, right? I'm still growing and unfolding and stumbling and picking myself up and starting over again and renewing my mind. So I know what it's like to have a resentment. I know what it's like to hold a grudge and think, oh, okay, but that I cannot give up, right? Because they're such a la la la. So the thing is, resentment is like pouring a cup of poison for somebody else that I drink. And resentment is resend. They're not feeling it energetically, though. People feel it, right? If you're really tuned in, you can feel when somebody, like, there's something going on. You can feel somebody's thinking of you, or you can feel every time this person comes into your mind, you have this like, or yeah, you have this, you can tell. So resentment is resending, re-feeling on repeat, right? On auto repeat. So who wants to take that into a new year? Do you? Do you want to take all those years of resentment, all those grudges that you've been having? And honestly, the closer the people are in your relationships, that is a spiritual practice in itself. To really be willing to let it go, to allow them to be where they're at, but you don't have to be with them. Acceptance does not mean that you agree with somebody or their actions. That is not what acceptance means. Acceptance is really like reporting. It's like an observation. It's just, that's what they're doing. This is what they're doing. They're washing the car with a dirty rag. That's it. Now, I wouldn't wash the car with a dirty rag. But maybe they've been, or maybe they leave their sneakers in the room or their underwear on the floor, or they have a habit of interrupting when you talk, or they're doing micro to macro, okay? But who's the person that's being disturbed? Whose peace of mind is being disturbed by this other person? That's always the question, right? When something or someone is disturbing me, who's the person that's disturbed? Because they're just being them. Doesn't mean that you agree with it. It doesn't mean that you want to be around it. But acceptance allows you to be free. My message to you, really, today, everything that I'm sharing with you is in service to you being free. Freedom is your birthright. So is joy, so is prosperity, so is fulfillment, love. Love is the greatest wireless technology that exists. Do not let anyone or anything keep you from loving, because then you are giving up your life. So if you're going to let it go in 2021, you've got quite the buffet in front of you. There's going to be lots of opportunity for you to remember your values. What are your values? Freedom, love, peace, joy. What are your values? What matters to you? What's your definition of oops? What's your definition of surrender? Is it in the openness? Is it the open palm? Is it the willingness to allow an intention for your life to reveal itself and for you to keep bringing your attention back to your intention? Or is it going to be subjecting your thoughts and your ideas and deeds to a dominating force? Who's in charge of your life? Whose are you? Who are you? These are the questions to help you get clarity so you can let it go. Who are you really angry with? Who is it that you feel really did you wrong or is doing you wrong? And what do you gain from holding on to the resentment, that poison that you keep filling up the cup for somebody else? You're like, okay, I'm gonna have another cup. Every time you pick up that resentment, you're like, oh, all right, I'm gonna take another cup of poison here. Let me see how this goes. It's gonna be different this time, right? I'll do it. This time it'll be different. So when you have the ability to tap into intention versus willfulness, intention is such a powerful, powerful arrow that is just like this, the arrow into your tomorrow or into your later. Like I remember when I was a high school student and I was filling out college applications, so different than how they do it today. Like what we did with our daughter was never did my parents do that with me. So it was completely different. But I knew because of my family dynamics, there was no way I was staying home. And I had applied to a college, and my mom told me that I couldn't live in that neighborhood, so I would have to live at home. And I was like, oh, no, that's not happening. So I set my sights on a college that was, an hour and a half away from where my parents were living. And that was going to be the college I was going to. And I set my intention. I didn't even know that was what I was doing, but I energized that intention by seeing myself there, by imagining getting that letter of acceptance. And I wasn't a student at that time, even though I'd been on a spiritual path since I was 8. Like that's the most conscious memory. And I got into that college. And there were other times that I saw the conviction with which I stayed true to my intention manifested. And it was like magic. My friends that were around me at that time were just stunned. They're like, how do you do that? And I'd be like, I don't know. I see it this way. And that's how a lot of doors opened up, because it wasn't anything but being willing to have the intention and energizing it with conviction, not willfulness, but conviction. There's a big energetic difference. Same thing happened when I was pregnant and I wanted to birth at home. I wanted to birth my daughter at home. And we didn't have that kind of insurance. I didn't even know, I had my appointment at the Kaiser. And then I got hired by a woman and this job, and I got insurance and we had midwives. That was an intention. I was working with my practitioner and I set that intention. And the universe, this is spiritual principle, the universe rushes to support you when you set an intention. It's the mental equivalent. You set that into the field, the energetic field in which we live in, and the universe rushes to support it. So when we're talking about letting it go, when I'm inviting you to surrender and surrender again, because it's not a one and done, to let go of what you think you know, let go of the way you think your life should be. I can tell you that I'm in a daily surrender. Multiple times during my day, I will say, reveal ye me through my heart. Lead me, guide me, direct me. That is when you live a life surrendered, that is what it feels like. And that doesn't mean you get to manipulate energy. It means that you are a spiritual midwife. You are the creator of your experience. And the fine print is that when you hold on to resentments, when you hold on to positions and opinions, you block the flow. Again, this is what happens. But when you open up to the divine revealing itself through and as your very life, through and as the words, the thoughts, and the actions that you take, your life just blooms and blossoms. And the vibratory frequency in which you live, the tone is very different. And it's a spiritual practice. So, which definition of surrender will you embody? Will you empower intention with conviction rather than willfulness? Will you open your hands and invite in the divine? Invite in the highest and the greatest expression for your life? Will you let go of the resentments? I do a process for that because sometimes, I remember a great teacher of mine said when we were talking about personalities, and she said to me, honey, sometimes you just got to say, God, love them through me because I sure can't right now. So sometimes it looks like that. Sometimes I say the serenity prayer, and I have changed it, right? So God, Goddess, infinite presence, grant me the serenity to change the things I can, to know the things that I can't, and to know that it's me. I am the one, as a spiritual practitioner and being on the planet, I am the one that has to change my consciousness. What is that? The altitude of my attitude? What is the environment in which I am living? And then I want to let you know that I have these 3 steps. It's kind of a thing. Do you remember Will Smith when he talked about get jiggy with it? Like he did that whole hit song. Well, I call it get iggy with it. And getting iggy with it means I am inviting grace in. Invite grace in. I can tell you that I will not be in grace if I am on Facebook and my phone and I'm watching standard TV. I will not be in grace. You will not meet a graceful person. But because I have a very devoted and dedicated spiritual practice of meditation and contemplation and visioning and prayer, more often than not, you will meet grace. And it's an invitation. I began this message by saying transformation is a choice. Where you place your attention is a choice. So the PS to that is if you are going to go offline, if you're going to go off grace, if you're going to go off surrendering, be conscious about it. Own it. I'm making a conscious choice to go offline. I'm making a conscious choice to be cray-cray in this moment. I'm consciously aware of that. And then take responsibility. And now I'm going to invite grace in. So before I close with a reading from one of my favorite teachers in the invisible, Howard Thurman, Dr. Thurman, I just want to revisit what we talked about, okay? So surrender. Which definition of surrender will you empower? Will you energize the letting go of who, what, when, where? Will you release the human desire to point fingers? I'm pointing that finger, but remember, you got 3 pointing back at you. Remember that everyone that you see, there's an aspect of you. We're not separate. We're all interconnected. I know. Trust me, I know. That is not it's like, okay, wait, can I just change that spiritual law? Can I change that spiritual principle? Because yeah, I don't see a lot of stuff I'm really loving, but that is the truth. So energize an intention with conviction rather than willfulness. Open your heart, your mind, your hands for 7 days. Have a practice of 30 minutes of tuning into the eternal broadcast in your heart. If you must break it into 2 15-minute sittings, all good. No shooting on yourself. Okay? Make a list of those people that you have righteous anger toward. Don't say anything or do anything, but start to release, start to pray for them. Pray that they receive everything you want. Do this for 30 days. You will be building some really big spiritual muscles. Look to see where you are drinking the cup of poison you're pouring for somebody else. See where you can accept. Because the PS to that is that when you're able to accept, not condone, not agree, but just accept what is, you will start to be able to accept yourself in all of your beauty and not beauty, the shadow. You'll be able to accept, because nobody likes to see the parts of themselves they don't like, which is the shadow. But when you can just accept, there's a spaciousness, there's an expansion that happens. It's kind of like that gift with purchase, right? That special gift with purchase. And then invite grace in. How will you invite grace in? What will it look like for you to invite grace in? And I invite you, as you're going through your day, when you start to feel your amygdala start to get on alarm and the reptilian brain is going, survive, survive, I want you to just say, I'm going to get iggy with it. I'm getting iggy with it. Get iggy with it. And invite grace in. Because what I want for you is freedom. Freedom from the bondage of media, of personalities, of belief systems. Freedom to birthright. So I'm going to close with this wonderful poem by Dr. Howard Thurman. I love Dr. Thurman. Okay. Let go of everything but God. I must let go. For so long, I've held to the habit of holding on. Even my muscles are tense, deeply fearful are they, of relaxing, lest they fall away from their place. I cling clutchingly to my friends, lest I lose them. I live under the shadow of being supplanted by another. I cling to my money, not so much by a wise economy and a thoughtful spending, but by a sense of permission that makes me depend upon it for strength. I must let go deep at the core of me, I must have a sense of freedom, a sure awareness of detachment, of relaxation. I must let go of everything. I must let go of pride. But what am I saying? Is there not a sense of pride that supports and sustains all achievement, even the essential dignity of my own personality? It may be that I must let go my dependence upon triumphing over my fellows, which seems to give me a sense of security in their midst. I cringe from my pain. I do not relish the struggle of life, but I do not want to let go because the hurt and the tension of contest feed the springs of my pride. They make me deeply awake. But I must let go of everything. I must let go of everything but God. But God, may it not be that God is in all the things to which I cling? That may be the hidden reason for my clinging. It is all very puzzling indeed. When I say I must let go of everything but God, what is my meaning? I must relax my hold on everything that dulls my sense of God, that comes between me and the inner awareness of God's presence, pervading my life and glorifying all the common ways with wonderful wonder. Teach me, O God, how to free myself of dearest possessions, so that in my trust I shall find restored to me all I need to walk in thy path and to fulfill thy will. Let me know thee for myself, that I may not be satisfied with aught that is less. And so I just say to each of you and to all of you, let go of everything but this infinite presence that is the source and supply of your very life. Just step away from the outer world of condition and circumstance. Dive deep into the eternal broadcast within your heart. Allow love to lead, guide, and direct your thoughts, your words, and your actions. I absolutely declare that right where you are, the allness and the fullness and the oneness of this presence is living its life as you, and that your life is here to reveal and reflect the glory and the gifts of God, Goddess, infinite presence that were implanted within you at the time of your creation. Let go, accept, receive all that is yours to receive, because I know that life wants to live itself as you, in you, and through you. And so, with an open and grateful heart for this and so much more for your life, more than I can see, more than I can hear, more than I can say, I am grateful, I am thankful, and I let it be. And so it is.
Oh, beautiful, Wendy. Thank you so, so much. Thank you so much for that activation, for that energy. We receive. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
You're so welcome.
So
My
many.
joy.
Oh, I just feel joy filled. Thank you. I have both sides. I took notes, scribbling so many things you were saying. I couldn't get it all. So much great information, reminders, activations, beauty. Thank you. What were some of my favorites? Acceptance allows you to be free. That's just, such a great reminder, of freedom, just even tapping and tuning into what does that really feel like? What does that really mean? And let it go. This was one of my favorites, that we can tune into the internal broadcast, which is the heart, in the heart. Right? Internal broadcast. We can turn off the other ones. What is the broadcasting system? What do they say? That recording. Yes. Tune into the internal broadcast in the heart. Beautiful, beautiful. Who's in charge of your life? What is your definition of surrender? And I'm going to get Iggy with it.
Good.
Inviting grace in.
Yes.
How will you invite grace in? Everybody, I know I was looking at the comments as Wendy was sharing her message. So any questions, I will, I'm going to scroll back here to the comments. How far am I going to scroll back? Okay. Yes. Good point. Okay. Let's maybe hear. Years ago, I realized anything we believe becomes stipulated truth. Critical reasoning has nothing to do with it. Just believe the thing to be true. when our beliefs then become the basis for a joyous and fulfilled life. Yes, Dawn, thank you for all of those thoughts. Good point on intention. Live with intention. Walk to the edge, listen hard, practice wellness. Okay, wonderful. Good message. Dawn says, comments about resentment were right on. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one getting burned.
I love that.
Yeah. Joe Dispenza says that keeping a grudge on something means living in the past. Thank you,
Yes.
Maria. Esther Hicks said, would agree with you. Jennifer says, thank you. How powerful. I love having the conviction to commit to your intention. Yeah, that was beautiful, wasn't it, Jennifer? So grateful for your message. Exceptional reminders for empowerment. Yes. Yes, that's a perfect word for Wendy. She's all about empowering others. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that, Jennifer. We are on the same, Dawn says, we are on the same wavelength, Dr. Wendy. My life moved upwards when I realized that I could then take control of my beliefs. Exercise skepticism about any teaching that was hurtful, harmful, ugly, have genuine. Yeah, thank you, Dawn. Luinda says, wonderful and very pertinent message. Thank you, Reverend Wendy, for a life-changing message. Dennis says, thank you. I agree. I am probably even more extreme. When words and thoughts support practicing, that's valuable. Otherwise, they are unless 30 minutes daily is my bare minimum. An hour or two would be much better.
Well, you got to start, not everybody's there. You got to start where you're at. Now, good for you. Keep going.
Yes. Nancy says, so inspiring, Wendy. Thank you. What was the name of the poem? I was thinking that too, Nancy. We'll repost it.
Yes.
Maybe Wendy can send that.
Let go of everything but God by Howard Thurman.
Howard Thurman. That's beautiful.
I'll definitely, I'll make sure you get it.
Perfect. Beverly says, thank you, Wendy. So glad this was taped. So many wonderful ideas and thoughts I will rewatch. Wonderful, Beverly. Pat says, Reverend Wendy, that would be a good, what would be a good email or site to contact? Yes, so we'll have Wendy, I know she's on Facebook and Instagram, and also what's the best website for you? I know you
wendysilvers.com.
There you go. And also, like I said, I'm the docuseries Wendy just.
Oh, right. I was like, oh, right. Yeah, that.
Yeah, yes. It was wonderful.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, it was. Oh, it was just great. I loved listening to everybody. I was just like, I just seated at the front, at the stage. I was like, yeah.
Yes.
And that's available till tomorrow for $47. Yeah. And they can go to my Facebook page. They can go to, that'd probably be the easiest. Or they can send an email to hello@wendysilvers, SILVERS.com.
Wonderful. Yeah. And the link is on our page. I think we can
great.
Right into the docuseries. Just brilliant, beautiful dialogues in there. Definitely worth checking out. Karen says, she's a keeper. I sure hope she comes back. Well, this is the nice part of Zoom is that we can do this with distance. And yet if Wendy's ever willing to travel up here, we're always open arms for that.
I would be honored. Yes.
Yeah. And Wendy has a daughter who is an amazing musician. So maybe we could even work that out at the same day.
Yes.
Kathy says, wonderful talk, Wendy. I appreciate your passion, wisdom, and genuineness. Yes.
Thank you.
Genuine. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in with us. I had to laugh at myself because somebody had said something about January birthday. And I went, I said February birthday, didn't I?
Yes, yeah. I was like, you are really ahead of things.
I am really pushing this month along. This is part of acceptance too. We sometimes have to just laugh at ourselves and go,
oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Nancy, because she always sends me the birthday list. And for whatever reason this morning, I just jotted down all of the February birthdays. So I pulled it up. So actually the January birthdays, happy birthday. We might just have to do another ditty for you next week. It's Christy, Nicole, Garrett, Heather, Luinda. Happy January birthdays. We are still in January. Yeah, just gotta laugh at myself. Christy says, thank you for your guidance, reminders, how not to feel stuck. Thank you, everybody, for joining with us this morning. I know we are both just so grateful for your presence here, and that you have received this loving message. Let me see. Any more comments? Any questions for Wendy? I have this
Yes, ask away. Ask me anything.
brilliant, beautiful being of light here with us. Let's take advantage of her.
I'm a
everybody,
reflection of you.
lots of gratitude for you, Wendy. Yes, we are definitely definitely on, what did you say, Dawn, on the same page? We're on the same wavelength. Yes, we definitely are feeling that. So Dawn, he made so many comments, and he says, okay, I'm going to stop putting my 2 cents in now. We love your 2 cents. Oh, everybody, thank you for joining with us this morning. If your spirit feels nourished by our community, please consider visiting our Ways to Give page on our website, brentwoodilc.org. We have lots going on there. Check us out. We are tremendously grateful for each and every single one of you. And I'm going to close us with our prayer of transformation. And as I said, check Wendy out. She's just this amazing being of brilliance and love and light, and you have so much to offer, and you give so much to everyone, and I am grateful you're here with us this morning. Thank you.
I'm so grateful to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you
filled
to
my heart.
Dan. Oh, Dan and Jan and Brittany. Thank you, and to everyone who was here. Thank you for posting your comments, and
Yes.
so glad you're here. And please support the Brentwood Inspired Living Center.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Feel into this with me. Light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God directs us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is and always shall be. And we are divine. You are divine. Beautiful, wonderful human beings, spiritual beings. You are divine. And we are so glad. Have a beautifully, beautifully blessed week. Spectacular souls. Remember, next week, right after our Sunday morning service, is our annual meeting. So plan to be there at 11:30. And I'll see you throughout the week in our group, in the connection group. If you're not there, join the connection group. We do a lot of chatting. And this week we were drinking water. We were taking more intake of water this week. So
Yes,
I love you all. Bless you all. Thank you so
many
much.
blessings.
Appreciate you and love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Many blessings, everyone.